Alright, so this is Victor here at RestoreYourMercedes.com. So today we're looking at some oxygen sensor readouts on 126 chassis. The long story short is that I installed new oxygen sensor because this one was original note anyway, and I do have an issue with readout. Check engine light is lit, which obviously should not be. The problem there is just because oxygen sensor is not being read. Now, the module that was in this car, the heater also does not work. The heating circuit gives out no voltage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in there, because I just installed new sensor just for the good measure. It's not expensive, so might as well. So we're looking at the heater circuit. Obviously it's not always on, but it's winter, so usually it is on. As you can see, we have no voltage coming out from the heater circuit, and the actual sensor readout, sensor itself, let me show you that real quick. I'm gonna show you a good module after that. So we got millivolts from oxygen sensor, and we don't see any. Okay, so right now, as you can see, there is nothing coming out from O2 sensor. So I suspect that the ground circuit is bad in the module, therefore it is not working right. Now, that was the original module, and the original module had these issues. Somebody really rigged it here, so we're going to go revert back to a replacement module that I received. Alright, so let's just pull this fuse out, because the module that was in the vehicle has sustained some damage on the fuel pump circuit. I think fuel pump shorted. So let me pause this, let me pull this module out. Oh, actually, alright, let me put the camera down. Hey, come on. Alright, so here's the original module here. We're looking at this, the bridge, the chip, voltage controller for the relay, I assume, because it appears to be. Relay, I don't know, but obviously this is no good. Alright, so moving on. A replacement module here, same part number, that came from salvage yard, and we'll put this one in there. This is gonna be mostly a video for salvage yard, in case they do not want to refund my money for this module. Alright, so here, so we got the module seated, fully seated. You can see the pins in there, they're all the way in. A fuse removed. Circuit can be left alone, that doesn't matter, because it doesn't do anything when fuse is removed. Start the car. Check engine light is obviously not lit because it takes a little bit of time to get ignition. I mean, to get the code to come, the error to reappear. So what have we here is we have pretty much same situation. Oxygen sensor is not reading. Okay, we also do have, let's go and check the power. Okay, no, do not shut off on me now. Alright, let's go check the power for the heater circuit. We can see there is 0.08 of a volt or something, but that's obviously not the voltage we're looking for. So we're no good. We're no good. And check engine is not lit yet, but it will come on regardless. I don't want to waste time. And let's go and put in a good working module that I had from another vehicle. Alright, let me just pause this again. Well, I'll put the camera down because all of these things I have to use both of my hands. Alright, here we go. So here is another module. This is kind of, it doesn't have the case, but does not change the equation. Let's move on. Vehicle has vacuum leaks on injectors, so that's different. I just want oxygen sensor to read. All right, so let's get our readings for the heating circuit. Here's our 13 volts right here, as you can see. That's our heater circuit. And oxygen sensor reading. Here is our oxygen sensor readings. Right now it's running lean, and because it's disconnected from the circuit, but it is working, as you can see. It's getting there. So to conclude, here's our heating circuit, and there's another I can show you another thing. This multimeter does not have duty cycle, so I'm gonna just use voltage, give or take 6.8. That's like 50% duty cycle. So we got 6.8. The reason being is oxygen sensor is disconnected, so that gives you an error. That's the code, really. It's an old school car, old school system. So we got 50% duty cycle. In other words, that means oxygen sensor is dead. Plug in this oxygen sensor back in, and let's go and see what we get. As you can see now, our duty cycle started to change. So this mass control module and the other two, this one is good, the other two are not good. So this is kind of how you can tell, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it helps anybody. This is old school cars. I don't really work on these a lot. This is like going back to my roots, like I said. It's a 300 SE. So that's pretty cool because it's inline 6. You don't really see many of these inline 6s. Again, right now, some work to be done. I already did the belt tensioner, the belt pulley, the tensioner bolt, because belt was slapping in the belt itself. So at least it spins. I do have fan clutch. I'll install it later. The valve cover is not tightened up because I'm doing the oil leak repair. And valve cover gasket. I mean, not valve cover, I'm sorry, distributor cap. Ignition coil replaced. A couple of vacuum lines set up properly. HVAC valve replaced so I get heat back. And there are leaks around injector seals. Those to be done regardless because that throws off complete. It throws off complete air-fuel ratio. Let me go show you the vacuum leaks if somebody's interested. I mean, this is gonna be grandfather style. We're just very violent. I don't like to do this, but I did smoke this car. I did the smoke test, so this is just like for illustrational purposes only. I don't know if you can see it, but the engine starts shaking. You can't really see it, but engine does. Once you spray it, it just starts to choke right away. It's just sucking in all this brake fluid in. So it's, I mean, I don't know, you probably didn't see it on camera, but it just starts shaking. You clearly see how it was like running smooth, and then you just like start jerking around. So that's obviously no good. Here is our famous oil leak. I just washed it just a bit, and we already see oil. That's fresh oil right there. But the idea here is I want to do this job once. I want to do seals and oil leak because that just makes my life easier. So, alright, so basically this is the idea. So we got MAS, mass module's bad, the oxygen sensor works fine, original sensor is old, so I replaced that with a new one. So as we can see, there's no check engine light, so that's just proves the theory. It's a bizarre situation because where is the original sensor? I don't know what original sensor is. I threw it away. So it is a bizarre situation, but this is what happened. What I'm gonna try to do I'll try to do one more thing. Is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed the ground to the ground circuit. I'm gonna backfeed the ground, and if one of those, well, one of the module is burnt out, but if the secondary module starts working, I'm just gonna leave it like that. So then that will just tell me that the ground circuit is bad, so I'm just gonna jump it from, like, pretty much backfeed it. That's gonna help, great. If it doesn't help, then module goes back. I already sent the return request because it's clearly not something that I want. I want to have a normal working module and not to have any kind of piggyback connections and whatnot. I just want, you know, properly working a unit. So, well, this is basically going to be it. So you can see the resolution, see the situation here, and I'm gonna call it a day because it's getting cooler and yeah, I gotta move. Alright, so this is it for now. This is Victor, storymercedes.com. Thank you for watching.